Properties and operations of integers. There are different properties on operations of integers. These are closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, identity property, and inverse property. Importante na alam mo ang mga properties na ito kasi makakatulong ito sa pagsosolve ng numerical expressions, algebraic expressions, and solving different equations. Okay. Please also take note that these properties are not just applicable for a set of integers, but also for all set of real numbers. So let's begin with closure property. Closure property of addition states that if A and B are elements of Z, then A plus B is an element of Z. Ang Z na symbol dito is actually the symbol for set of integers. When we say set of integers, these numbers includes 0, positive whole numbers, positive counting numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and also yung counterpart nito ng mga negative numbers like negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. Okay, ang sinasabi sa closure property, kung meron kang dalawang integer at ipinag-add mo silang dalawa, ang resulta nito ay bahagi pa rin ng set of integers. So just like that. So kung meron kang 3 plus 4, both 3 and 4 are integers, and when added will result to an integer. Kasi 3 plus 4 is 7. Obviously 7 is an integer. So that's closure property. The same concept holds for closure property of multiplication. If A and B are elements of integer, then A times B is also an integer. So, ganun din yung idea. Kung meron kang dalawang integer at ipinag-multiply mo sila, ang product nito ay integer pa rin. Like negative 2 and 5, they are both integers, and when you multiply them, the result is negative 10, which is again an integer. We also have commutative property. For commutative property of addition, it says A plus B is equal to B plus A. Basically, commute means exchange. So commutative property means exchanging or interchanging the position of the addends A and B. So kahit na gawin mong B plus A ito, hindi nito maapektuhan ang sum ng ating problem. So let's say you have 2 plus 7, which is 9, gawin mo mang 7 plus 2 ang pagsosolve mo, it will not affect the answer, which is still 9. Okay? Ganon din ang idea ng commutative property of multiplication. If you have A times B, that is equal to B times A. Pagbaliktarin mo man ang numbers mo, pag pinag-multiply, parehas lang din ang sagot. Okay? We also have associative property. Associative property of addition states that A plus the quantity B plus C is equal to the quantity A plus B plus C. Mathematically speaking, pag nagsosolve tayo, ang inuuna muna natin lagi ay yung mga nasa loob ng parentheses o ng grouping symbols. So for the first statement, A plus B plus C, ang naka-quantify ay yung B plus C. So dapat yun ang uunahin natin i-add bago natin ipa-plus sa A. But by associative property, pwede nating unahin yung A plus B bago natin i-add ang C. Okay? So it will not affect the sum. Example, if you have 6 plus the quantity 3 plus 9, dapat mong unahin ang 3 plus 9 dahil yon ang nakaparenthesis. It will give you 12, and then tsaka natin i-add sa 6. Kaya natin nakuha yung 18. By associative property, pwede mong unahin ang 6 plus 3, which will give you 9, and then tsaka i-add ang isa pang 9. So 18. So notice, 18 parehas ang sagot. Hindi nagbago yung sum natin kahit na in-apply natin ang associative property of addition. Ganon din ang mangyari sa associative property of multiplication. A times the quantity B times C is equal to A times B times C. So what does it mean? Again, uunahin natin i-multiply yung B times C doon sa unang equation, tsaka natin ita-times ang unang part of the equation, and then tsaka natin ita-times sa A. So, ang mangyari sa kanya by associative property, uunahin muna natin yung A times B bago natin ita-times sa C. So example, if you have negative 7 times the quantity 4 times 2, obviously dapat unahin ang 4 times 2. So you'll get 8. Saka natin i-multiply sa negative 7, which will give us negative 56. But by associative property of multiplication, pwede nating unahin ang negative 7 times 4, which will give us negative 28 times 2. So makakakuha tayo ng negative 56. So see, as you can see, hindi nagbago yung product natin. We also have distributive property. Distributive property involves two operations. So generally speaking, it involves multiplication and addition. Okay, so anong ibig sabihin nito? We have A times the quantity B plus C. That means yung A na nasa labas ay i-distribute sa bawat term na nasa loob ng parenthesis. So paano nakuha yung AB plus AC? So, yung A na nasa labas ng parenthesis ay i-multiply sa B na nasa loob ng parenthesis. Kaya nakuha natin yung AB. Yung A na nasa labas ng parenthesis ay i-multiply sa C na nasa loob ng parenthesis. Kaya nakuha yung AC. Please take note na sa mathematics kapag ang dalawang letters o dalawang variables ay magkadikit, ang operation nito is multiplication. Example, if you have 5 times the quantity 10 plus 2, that means uunahin mo muna dapat ang 10 plus 2 bago ita times sa 5. So that will give us 5 times 12. And 5 times 12 is 60. But by applying distributive property, we will have 5 times 10 plus 5 times 2. 5 times 10 is 50 and 5 times 2 is 10. Ginamitan natin ito ng MDAS. So 5 times 10 is 50, 5 times 2 is 10. Tsaka nang tayo mag-add, which will give us 60. So basically, walang nagbago sa value kahit na in-apply natin ang distributive property. We also have identity property. Dalawa ang identity property. We have additive identity and the other one is multiplicative identity. Pag sinabi nating identity, ito yung mga numbers na kahit na gamitin mo sa operation, ay hindi niya babaguhin ang value ng isang number. So for additive identity, it is 0. Ang multiplicative identity is 1. Okay, bakit 0 ang additive identity? Kasi kahit anong ipares mo sa 0, sa addition, yung isang number pa rin ang lalabas na sagot. Halimbawa, 5 plus 0, the answer is still 5. Hindi niya binago yung value ng isa. 5 pa din. Negative 7 plus 0 is negative 7. Negative 7 pa rin. Hindi niya binago yung value nito. So, ganun din kapag meron kang 0 plus 10. 10 ang sagot. Hindi niya binago yung value ng 10. So, 0 is the additive identity. Pag sinabi mong multiplicative identity, 1 naman ito kasi kahit anong i-pair natin sa 1, hindi niya babaguhin yung value ng isa pang number. So, halimbawa, 7 times 1 is 7. Negative 5 times 1 is negative 5. 1 times negative 20 is still negative 20. So, hindi niya binago yung mga values ng kapartner niya. So, multiplicative identity is 1. We also have inverse property. Dalawang klase rin ito. But let's begin with additive inverse. Ang additive inverse basically, sinasabi nito na ang number plus ang additive inverse will be equal to 0 always. So, kung meron kang A, ang additive inverse nito is negative A. Kung meron kang negative A, the additive inverse is positive A. So, sa masimpleng salita, pag sinabi mong additive inverse, ito yung kabaliktaran ng sign ng isang number. So, kung meron akong 10, ang additive inverse nito ay negative 10. Kung meron akong negative 4, the additive inverse is positive 4. Okay, meron din tayong multiplicative inverse. This is also known as reciprocal. Pag sinabi mong reciprocal, ito yung binabaliktad yung numerators and denominator. Okay, so, sa property, it says that if you have A, the multiplicative inverse is 1 over A. Pag minultiply mo ang number at ang kanyang multiplicative inverse, the result is 1. Okay, so, ganun din, kung meron kang 1 over A, ang multiplicative inverse nito is A. Example, if you have 4, the multiplicative inverse is 1 over 4 or 1/4. Kung meron kang 5, the multiplicative inverse is 1 over 5 or 1/5. If you have negative 7, the multiplicative inverse is negative 1 over 7. Kung meron kang 2 over 3, the multiplicative inverse is 3 over 2. Nakuha mo ba? Thank you.